Good evening.
Live from their dumpy little studio in the outskirts of Los Angeles, this is the Mindless Horror Podcast. And here are your hosts, Anthony and George Zaragoza. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Mindless Horror Podcast, the podcast where we talk about everything and anything horror. I'm your host, Anthony.
I'm George.
Hey, what's going on, George?
Hey.
And we're recording this in our dumpy little studio, like always. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. It's going to probably be not the best of stuff, but it's still stuff.
Yep.
But,
anything and everything horror.
Yeah, you're just a little disappointed after what we just watched.
Yeah.
We'll get into that a little bit later on in the show. First off, I want to give a couple shout-outs. SoCalExploring did a really awesome new logo for the Nights of Horror. It's on the screen right now, so if you guys think it's cool, I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I do too.
I
love it.
He did two of them. He did the one with the blood on the moon and then the one without the blood. And I thought it was just I like them both. So I really want to give a huge shout out and thank you to SoCalExploring. Go check out his channel. Link will be in the description below for that. I want to give a huge shout out to my friend. In high school we called him Hector Zeroni. Because he kind of looked like a Zero from
Holes.
Yeah, so we called him Hector Zeroni. So a huge shout out to him, and a shout out to the audience because without you guys we wouldn't be doing this. So let's just get started with our news. So they're doing an Insidious crossover with Sinister. That's kind of old news, but we haven't touched on it yet.
Is that a rumor or is that true?
I have no idea. I heard there was talks.
Yeah, I kind of saw it as a rumor, but usually when stuff comes out it's a rumor. Especially nowadays, it's almost likely going to be true. We heard about some rumors about Cloverfield. We're going to talk about that later, but
yeah, we have another 20-minute segment on that.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I kind of don't like that. Just because I'm not a fan of Sinister.
Yeah,
both of them, and at least for me, Insidious is kind of dying off with. Insidious Chapter 3 was but I don't want to watch Insidious Chapter 4. And we've talked about this, especially in the first episode.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to watch the fourth one.
You know what? I would be kind of all over it. Only because, I do like the storyline they're doing with Elise. And I do like, I like the demon in Sinister. I wish they would have touched more on him. Because throughout the entire movie of Sinister, all we see is the films. And the kids are being possessed by the demon. And I have a feeling if you put Elise up against the demon from Sinister, that'd be just a good fight.
Is it a demon from Sinister? Or?
Yeah, he's a demon.
Oh, okay.
Because he possesses the film and he comes out from the film. Remember that one scene in the movie where he looks at the camera and he could hawk and
yeah,
it was dumb. But yeah, so are they both Blumhouse though? I don't think they're both. Are they both?
Yeah,
Blumhouse?
they are.
They're both
Yeah.
Blumhouse, right? So yeah, that's right because horror's Blumhouse.
Yeah.
And the fact that they can do that would be pretty cool. I don't know the timelines on the two, but I don't think that really matters because it looks like they're both in modern day. But just to see, like I said, at least fight off that demon would be pretty cool because she's went up against a couple cool demons in the Insidious universe. Which,
yeah.
So to add the one from Sinister would be pretty awesome. I don't know if we'll get that anytime soon though. That's still in the early talks.
Yeah, even then, it is a rumor.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So yeah, we're gonna do a thing I've been wanting to do on the podcast for a while. It's called Visit with Crypt TV. If you guys don't know, Crypt TV is this YouTube network that Eli Roth runs, and all they do is post up short horror little videos or skits. Some of them are horror comedy, but most of the time they're mostly horror. There's one series in particular that I've been keeping up with, and it's called the Sunny Family Cult. It's really, really good. Yeah, it's really good. It originally started as just a video, but it gained so much popularity that they gave it its own series. So now it's like a little mini series. Each video is 3 6 minutes long.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really good. Yeah, and I've always been a fan of Eli Roth, and when actually the first time I found out about Crypt TV was when we went to Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, and Eli Roth directed one of the commercials for Halloween Horror Nights last year too, and that's a really good short.
Is that the one where that's the one where they go into the house of the party, right?
Yeah, it's like a motel.
Yeah, and then they go upstairs and it's The Shining and Saw, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was really good TV spot. And I like a lot of his shorts because, I mean, what he does is he collaborates with a lot of filmmakers, so it's not just him directing all the shorts. It's like other people's ideas and stuff too, but he just runs the channel, which is cool. And I really like a lot of the shorts. There's a lot of cool like shorts they do. Like they do a lot of like really cool monsters and stuff. They do a lot of like twisted ones too, which are really, really cool. But I want to do like a segment on the podcast, maybe starting next week. But today I just kind of wanted to introduce Crypt TV. They post up videos all week, and I want to just, me and you probably we pick a favorite video and we just kind of watch it and talk about it, and just what our thoughts are. That'll be a new segment on the podcast called Visit with Crypt TV. Because we're big time horror fans, and Eli Roth puts on some of the. He finds a lot of the best people, and I just feel makeup. Really good makeup, really good.
And Eli Roth is he's very he's well known for like a lot of bloody stuff and like
he did Hostel.
He did Hostel, and he did a movie called The Green Inferno, which was.
Did he do that?
Yeah, he did that. It was like rated N.
That's the one with Patrick Stewart, right?
No.
No. That's the one with the cannibal, right?
No.
The Green Inferno, is that the one with cannibals?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Yeah, he does a lot of good stuff. He's also a pretty good actor too. Mm-hmm. He was in Inglourious Bastards.
Yes, he was.
Very good movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, check out Crypt TV. I'm gonna also leave their link in the description below. Maybe you guys can follow along with us. Maybe we'll have a vote of what we think is the best horror skit of the week from Crypt TV, and we'll probably review it and stuff. So that will be starting next week on the channel. We just wanted to introduce the segment today just to see what we're gonna be talking about. And then now we're gonna go to my worst horror movie acting. So this week, I was on the internet. It's really hard to find a horror movie acting that's bad. You know that?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Regardless, a lot of acting in horror movies bad most of the time.
Yeah.
But if you literally look up on YouTube horrible horror movie acting, you're not gonna get results real quick. So I actually had to dig around, and this week is from a movie called Pieces, which was filmed in 1982. This one is actually both. I want to say bad acting and also a little bit gory too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty gory. So I'm gonna set it up real quick. I guess these people are trying to find someone, and this guy comes running out of a room, and next thing you know, we see a decapitated body.
Oh.
Yeah, and just listen to the acting. It's pretty horrible.
Kendall.
Just from the start.
Kendall, where are you? What happened?
Another one. In the locker room. Susie fell.
Is that a pentagram on this? Oh! Wow. That is very gory.
Yeah, it is gory, right? That changed real quick. But yeah, the acting in that just is horrible.
Yeah. You ever seen Student Bodies?
Student Bodies.
Yeah, or it's I think it's Student Body. It was like, it came out in like the 80s, and it's like a dark comedy, but a lot of the acting's like that. You should look up.
Oh, there's acting. Okay.
Yeah,
but that's this week's horror movie acting or bad acting. I have a couple videos lined up for the next 2 weeks, so that should be pretty good. All right. You know what? This month is Horror Movie Women Month, in the month of February.
Yes, it is.
And I'm really glad that they do stuff like that, because not a lot of people realize this, but if you really watch a horror movie, a lot of the times the main character is going to be a woman.
Yeah, or yeah.
And so I like that, because usually they make the woman the badass of the story, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do this every podcast in February, so that's what, like 4 of them, right?
Yeah.
We got 4 podcasts going up in February. So every podcast in February we're gonna list off 5 women of horror that we enjoy a lot. We both wrote lists. I don't know if we both know each other. We don't know each other's lists, huh?
No, we don't.
All right, so I'll go first. My first 5 women in horror this month. I really like Pamela Voorhees. That is Jason's mother.
Yeah.
The main protagonist of the Friday the 13th films.
Yeah.
Antagonist. Yeah, antagonist. She was the killer in the first one.
Yeah,
and,
she was.
And she's a really cool mom because she's doing what she thinks is right for her son.
Yeah, even if it's
killing
people.
teenagers. Yeah.
I wouldn't say right. I would what she thinks is right.
What she thinks is right. Yeah. Laurie Strode, Halloween.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about her.
Um,
And I love Halloween. Jesus.
I think you can do it next week. Yeah. No, I mean we have a list. Yeah, I like Laurie Strode a lot. She's been through it all.
Yeah.
Even in the Halloween movies that are not considered Halloween movies in our opinion, but she's been through it all. She's an infamous character. Jamie Lee Curtis does an outstanding job on her character.
Yep.
And stuff. Carrie.
From Carrie.
From Carrie.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's a psychic. Who finds out about her powers slowly, and her mom keeps, telling her, like, no one's going to accept you, they don't like you and stuff, and then she goes apeshit at the end at that prom scene, so yeah. Reagan from The Exorcist.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know who Reagan is, you should by now, because The Exorcist is one of the greatest horror movies of all time. Pazuzu possesses Reagan, they have an exorcism. It's probably also one of the scariest movies of all time, would you say?
Yeah, I would. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And my last one is Sidney Prescott from the Scream franchise.
I was thinking about her too.
Yeah, I really like her character because she like Laurie, she's been through everything, and in the span of 4 films, she's always come out on top. So and for some reason, Ghostface just wants to kill her. I don't know why. It doesn't. And every movie, Ghostface changes, and all the fucking time they want to kill Laurie.
Yeah.
Or not Laurie, Sidney, and that pisses me off sometimes. It's like, kill other people, which they do, but like, find someone else, man. So yeah, that's my list.
Okay, I'm gonna say my list. Right from the get-go, it's Ellen Ripley from Alien.
That's a good one.
And I chose the first Alien because it's more of a horror movie compared to the
the other ones are more like
Aliens.
More like
it's
sci-fi.
It's more action and sci-fi, yeah. The first one is very sci-fi too, but the second one gets into like Marines or not Marines, but
they get into more detail about the aliens and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Next thing is Kelly from Ash vs. Evil Dead. I really like her character.
Think about that one. That's
pulled
like
it right out of the box.
That's a good one right there.
I just liked how she went from like a store clerk to just an overall badass killing deadites, and
it's like Ash's counterpart right there.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yep.
Next one is Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street.
I didn't fucking think about that one either.
Yeah. The first one, she's pretty badass. Getting Freddy out of the dream world and stuff like that, and fighting him. But my favorite is in Nightmare on Elm Street 3 in Dream Warriors when she helps all the kids in the. It's not an asylum. It's like a mental ward. And I'm
starting to think about it now. Is Nancy the main protagonist of all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, or just a couple of them?
I think she's in a couple of them. I know she's not in the second one because the second one is not a lot of people's favorites.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't remember what else she's in, but I do know she's in
the first and third,
3, and
I think she's in New Nightmare too.
This is a spoiler for the third one. I think she dies in the third one.
Oh, she's not in New Nightmare then.
But I did look something up, and it said she was in there.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know.
New Nightmare was supposed to be based off. It was supposed to be based off like. It wasn't really.
It was Wes Craven's like reimagining of him.
Yeah, but it was like the actors were self-aware that they made Nightmare on Elm Street the movie. Yeah. And like Freddy Krueger has just kind of haunted them their entire life that in their head he actually came to life and stuff.
Oh.
So yeah, it's pretty weird, but I liked it a lot.
Okay. The next one is Aaron from You're Next. If you haven't seen You're Next,
I have not.
It's good. You need to watch it.
Isn't whatchamacallit from Trailer Park Boys in there?
I have no idea.
Ricky?
I can't remember.
That's the one with the mask though, right? And then,
yeah.
Okay.
Erin in there is a badass. She like if you want to see like an actual person actually thinking during like a crisis like that, watch that movie. Erin like she's so badass. Like she uses everything that she can against these killers, and like she's so resourceful in the whole movie, and like easily I couldn't think of this list without her.
That's cool then. I should check that movie out.
And then my last one is Sarah from The Descent. If you haven't seen that movie, it's an all-female cast horror movie where these think it's a group of 5 ladies. They go like, I wouldn't say rock climbing. They go kind of like cave exploring, and they run into a cave with a bunch of monsters in it, and they all start getting picked off one by one. But Sarah in there, she's also a badass and very resourceful, and she kills a lot of monsters. And are you gonna watch it or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds pretty good. So
there's a pretty good ending to it. I'm not gonna spoil it here, obviously, but it's really good. You should check it out too.
Cool.
It's called The Descent.
So that's your list for this week?
Yes, it is.
That's a pretty solid list. I'll give it that.
Thank you.
There's a lot of people that I wish I would have put on my list now. Maybe next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys. So from now until the end of February, we're gonna do that every week. This month is Women in Horror Month. There's a lot of fantastic female casts out there that got casted for the right parts. And we just want to acknowledge that and give them thanks for what they do and giving us some of the best fucking horror movies in horror history.
Yep.
So thank you to all those lovely ladies out there who made our nightmares come true.
Yep.
So it's time to do this again this week, huh?
Oh, we're talking about Cloverfield now?
We're talking about Cloverfield.
Yeah, my favorite part of the whole week.
So let me start off by saying this. Since we've been talking about Cloverfield and all the news that's came out this week, I have actually went back and watched 10 Cloverfield Lane. I actually like that movie a little bit more now.
Oh, really? Why?
Well, because we've been talking about Cloverfield now. This is going to be the second week talking about it, but for some reason, I think just watching, just listening to all the Cloverfield news and actually going into deeper on 10 Cloverfield Lane from all the fan theories and stuff, that I've actually just come to appreciate it more.
Oh.
Like, I don't know. I mean, when I first saw it, I was disappointed that we didn't get to see the monsters for the last 10 minutes. But as I started reading more stuff, I realized that this movie has a deeper meaning other than a monster,
Yeah,
they start talking about government stuff and
especially John Goodman's character.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be represented as a monster, but not entirely a Cloverfield monster.
Now, having said that, we did find out this week that they already finished filming Cloverfield 4.
Yeah, the 4th one.
Titled Overlord.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to take place in World War II, and J.J. Abrams is directing it.
Yeah.
Or he directed it.
Which I'm excited about, because I like J.J. Abrams as
I mean,
director.
no matter what, he's producing all of them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that just shocked me. We were talking about Cloverfield 3. We got real deep into conversation with Cloverfield 3. And this week we find out they already finished Cloverfield 4, so they must have filmed them back to back.
Yeah. As of this recording, this is Saturday, February 3rd.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl is tomorrow, February 4th, and we haven't found out whether or not there's going to be any trailers for like the Cloverfield or even Halloween, but I kind of doubt Halloween because I think it just started production.
Yeah.
But if we get a trailer for Cloverfield, then we'll probably cover it.
Yeah, and it was originally had a release date of 4/20, ironically, the same day Super Troopers 2 comes out.
Yeah.
But they said ever since Netflix acquiring the rights, they might release it a little bit earlier, maybe a month or two earlier. Maybe we'll get it this month.
Yeah, maybe.
I
Who
mean,
knows?
when they released 10 Cloverfield Lane, they literally gave us a month of a trailer before the action will be released.
Yeah.
And I remember when that came out because they someone was in the theater. They were watching a movie, and they leaked the trailer on the internet.
Oh, really?
Someone recorded it in the movie theater and leaked it onto the internet, and people were losing their shit. They're like, this is fake, this is...
Wow.
And then they actually came out and with the legit trailer, like, no, this is a real thing, and it comes out next month. And I was like, well, no one expected it because it was under a false title,
Yeah.
So, and with Cloverfield 3, we went into deep with that God Particle, and, I started reading more stuff about it, and... how that's gonna kind of change the Cloverfield universe forever. But then again, remember last week I had brought up that this is gonna be like a Twilight Zone kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's they have the name Cloverfield, and then they got their different stories. Which, seeming that I said that now, it kind of makes more sense with the new Overlord project, Cloverfield 4, because it's taking place in World War II.
Yeah.
That's all we really know from that right now. I read the what is it, the synopsis or something?
Yeah, synopsis.
Yeah, I read that, and it said that it takes place in World War II, and these soldiers find something that really freaks them out or something like that. And yeah, so that raises the question. I heard that Cloverfield 3 was gonna tie everything in. Does that mean it's gonna tie in with Cloverfield 4 too?
I would think so, especially if it's in World War II. You said it's kind of like a Twilight Zone, but if Cloverfield 3 goes how it's supposed to go, like they're gonna tie everything together, I would assume that since it's in World War II, the government somehow tied everything up so no one knew, and I think they're gonna like stumble across it or even talk about it in Cloverfield 3.
Because in Cloverfield 3, yeah, you said that we're supposed to get they find this new technology, and I started reading more about it. It's what is that company? The
Tarigado.
Tarigado, yeah,
I think so.
Tarigado, I guess, started a company of a power saving company, and they wanted the whole world to do it. It's supposed to be released like April 18th, 2028. That's when they wanted to do it. Launch the final product, but what that's gonna be is it's gonna end up, you said, transferring the Earth into another dimension,
or I think a universe
or something. Yeah, and then they had a space shuttle up in space where when that happened, they're just kind of lost and they're like, what the hell's going on? So ultimately, when I read the description for this movie too, they said that I guess this is gonna heavily focus on the space guys trying to find their way back home.
Yeah, I would assume so too.
And in the space station, and I think they're going to come across something where when they find Earth, it's just going to be weird, and there's probably going to be monsters everywhere. And that also raises the question, in Cloverfield 3, are we going to get maybe a space monster?
Yeah, or maybe... Yeah, I was going to say, like, what if they transport the Earth somewhere and the Cloverfield monster lands on Earth, and that's the first Cloverfield? But I would assume if you're going to transport the Earth, I think everyone would know.
Yeah, I mean, people would notice.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the sun there, you don't got the moon there, and what if it's like a freaking green sun? Just throwing that out there. Weird. Like, you know, I mean, people would know that shit, you know?
Yeah.
But, so yeah, that's set to come out hopefully in the next couple months.
Yeah, again, the only time will tell, especially if tomorrow they're going to release a trailer.
For the Super Bowl,
but, if Netflix is going to release it, maybe in a couple months, that'd be cool.
Well, then that was the thing I was reading about last night, too. They originally, this had a date for April 20th, 2018. But they said ever since Netflix acquiring it, they want to push it up and release it earlier.
That'd be cool, but I think I would rather them maybe not push it up, but if anything, push it back, just so like they could go over everything. And
I mean, they already have everything done, and
do they really?
Everything's done.
Oh, okay.
That's why it was gonna come out on April 20th.
Yeah, release it early. I don't care. Tomorrow.
Yeah. No, yeah, everything's done. That's why they were gonna release it April 20th. Now, the reason why the viral marketing campaign started was because they're slowly hinting up towards, all right, we're going to slowly start doing it. And that was another thing that I guess Tarigado had when the first internet campaign came around, they had a website. And someone said for like years, even when 10 Cloverfield Lane came out, it just remained the same. And then when they did the viral marketing for this, it came up with an error message.
Oh.
So saying like, in a way, I think the website or something got hacked and it released a hidden message.
Oh.
And stuff like that. Yeah, I was reading a bunch of stuff on it last night. And, you know, like, I'm really excited for this Cloverfield 3 because they're actually, it's starting to come out week after week with news, just like Halloween. And,
yeah,
that's cool. But now I want to move on to Cloverfield 4 because it's just like, okay, we got knee deep into Cloverfield 3.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, my dad yesterday sent me, yeah, they already finished Cloverfield 4. It's supposed to be set in World War II and J.J. Abrams is directing. I'm like, whoa, dude, calm down.
Yeah.
Slow your roll, dude. What is going on here? So, let's just go over some theories. Do you think we will see or hear any mentions of anything from the past within Cloverfield 3 or Cloverfield 4? And by Cloverfield 4, with past stuff, I mean, do you think they'll say something that sets it up for like Cloverfield 1 and 2 or like 3 and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. Well, at least I hope. Like, especially if it's going to be in World War II, I would like to see, again, because I think last week we talked about whether or not it was the egg falling or it was a satellite erupting. I would like to see, like, maybe if it's in a government facility, they found it and it escapes, but somehow it, like, hibernates under the water and the satellite is what wakes it up. That'd be really cool to see.
Yeah.
Because it'd be hibernating for, like 80 years.
Yeah, I mean that makes kind of more sense in Cloverfield, all we got was it was underwater for so long, and that would be cool because in World War II it would set up like we found a way to temporarily destroy the monster. We buried it underwater. It's been underwater and sleeping so long, and then that satellite fucks everything up and starts Cloverfield.
Yeah. Another thing too is this going to be? Well, I don't. Obviously, probably not. But is it going to be like a camera in like World War II?
Yeah, not a lot of people are speculating that for 3 and 4, is it going to be another found footage type movie? But with World War II, I mean...
Yeah, it'd be kind of weird and wonky, especially...
Yeah, because it's like old cameras and stuff. I could see with maybe God Particle, though, because God Particle is supposed to take place in like
I would
the
see if they're in space, especially cameras are on their suit, around their chest.
Like, what would be cool is like we get a camera view of the astronaut out in space, and then he turns around, and then the Earth just disappears. That would be pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I could see more on the line with found footage style with God Particle, because... with God Particle, that's supposed to take place in like 2028, so it's more future, and they'll probably have more tech in the future. As far as Overlord, Cloverfield 4, I would most likely see that to be maybe just a regular movie. Yeah, just and like kind of like 10 Cloverfield Lane. Mm-hmm. But I'm just curious to see what they're gonna do in this in the fourth one, because essentially. Everything's supposed to tie in. And then, funny thing about Cloverfield 3, I don't know if anyone attended Comic-Con last year. I mean, for sure we didn't. Yeah. We haven't been to Comic-Con. You've never been to Comic-Con, huh?
San Diego?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
We're going to go one year. But, so I guess Slusho had a truck there last year for Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. And they were doing games, and the winners would get a package. Well, I heard a lot of those winners only got the package last month. And that has something to do to tie in with Cloverfield 3, and it was a bunch of secrets and stuff. Mm-hmm. And just like they did with 10 Cloverfield Lane, like if you solved the puzzle online and went to the coordinates of this one place, there was a care package there. Oh. And a rusted box and stuff like that. You can look up the video on YouTube. It's actually pretty good. I guess they had a coordinates for something, because in the viral campaign for 10 Cloverfield Lane, John Goodman's character was talking to his daughter in this online kind of private website set up. And in the thing was coordinates for like a safety care package to last until he found her. Mm-hmm. And I guess if you actually went to those coordinates and you either dug or it was just sitting there, if you found that box, I mean, it's yours. You can have it.
What was in it?
Essentially, he had put like just safety stuff. Like, so I think there was like food. There was a bottle of like some soda. And it's actually ironically the same soda they drink in the movie that you see. Oh. So yeah, it was some of that. I think it was like a first aid or something. There was like a lot of stuff in it. And it's cool because when movies go out of their way and do shit like that, that honestly makes it more fun.
Yeah, it's like you're immersed into it.
Yeah, you're almost being like a detective and trying to figure out all this stuff. And not only is that cool, but all the stuff you get, it's collector's items. Not everyone will have,
or anyone. It's just
it's rare shit. So I mean, if you want to sell it for millions of dollars, you can. If you want to keep it in your collection, you can. So and that was the cool thing about that. So another question arises for me is, you think Cloverfield 3 and 4 will do something like that? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember the first Cloverfield doing that, but Cloverfield Lane did that.
Yeah. Maybe, especially because I think Cloverfield, the first one, came out in like 2008, didn't it?
Yeah.
That was around the time where like the internet wasn't or isn't as, it's not what it was today. Yeah. Like today
that's the whole world
everything's
now.
Connected. Yeah. I would definitely see someone. I could see it, especially with God Particle being so, or even with Overlord, because like they can make it like very timely and like old. So like when you find it, everything's like messed up and decayed. So that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Especially with Overlord. Yeah. Because Overlord is World War II. I would say God Particle. If they're messing with like transformation stuff, they obviously had messed with time travel. Yeah. So maybe with God Particle, they could send stuff back, and it's kind of like a little care package from the future, like a warning.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool. Yeah. I am deeply excited for these next two Cloverfield movies. I love the Cloverfield franchise. And what's funny, because they did something similar to Cloverfield 1. in Cloverfield 1, the website was called 11808 or something, or 2008 or something like that, .com. And that was the promotional website for Cloverfield. And you went on that website and you found a bunch of stuff. Cloverfield 3 is doing something similar to that. If you go on the website, I think it's like 04202028.com. It has a lot of stuff to do with God Particle.
Yeah, we'll put that up on the screen because we'll look it up later.
I'll put it up on the screen. I think it was the website. I think that was it because I was reading a bunch of stuff on it last night. And that's another viral promotional stuff. So, also going back to Cloverfield 1, when I was also doing a lot of the Cloverfield 3 and 4 research last night, I also came across another website where you remember in the Cloverfield movie that girl who's passed out on the couch, and you said that she meant something. She was kind of an important character.
Yeah. Oh, I remember telling you that a long time ago too.
Yeah.
I forgot all about it.
Well, I guess she, and you might have already brought this up. I'm bringing it up again though.
The girl passed out on the couch. Yeah, she's part of the Slusho campaign that for her boyfriend. Her boyfriend like works for the company that makes Slusho, and I think she sends it.
He works for Torrigato.
Yeah.
And he randomly, or for some reason, he just disappeared.
Yeah, he was gonna be in a marketing campaign when he was messaging her. He was gonna be a whistleblower and tell everybody about this, but I think they got to him before he could.
Yeah, and disappeared.
On the viral campaign, it's her making it. They're essentially like weekly vlogs.
Yeah, I read them all last night.
Yeah,
dude. I was just hooked on that, and there's comments and everything of people trying to help find them, and they're not like fan comments. They're actually like comments from like supposed to be in her world and stuff.
Yeah.
There's actually one guy that's just named Anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to remain anonymous, but at one point she brings up in the thing that, you know, Slusho was like, oh, we want, you know, I mean, we're here to help. We want any information we can. And then the anonymous guy goes, don't give them anything. They're trying to look for you. They're trying to do the same thing they did to him and all that. And that was cool because after that viral campaign ended, the last thing they put up was a missing poster of the guy, and that actually ended up on the Cloverfield website, the 2008 website. So that was cool to see. And so I wonder if they'll do stuff like that for like 10 Cloverfield, or not 10 Cloverfield Lane, God Particle and Overlord, because maybe they'll. A really cool one for Overlord would be enlist into the army. Because that was the main thing back in World War II.
Oh, yeah, like propaganda.
Yeah, like Uncle Sam, we want you, and I need you, and all that. That would be cool. And what would be cool about that is like Slusho sponsoring it and stuff. It'd be ultimately cool to see like a promotional for the whole power saving thing.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'm just really excited.
Yeah, I like I said, this video is already out on Tuesday, but we filmed this on Saturday, so we have no idea if they released the thing. If they did, we probably enjoyed it. Yeah. And if they didn't, then we feel stupid. Yeah. But time will tell. We'll find out tomorrow, and if we don't find out tomorrow, we'll find out eventually. Yeah. It's got to be coming soon. So all right, George. It's time for George's Kill of the Week.
Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, last week we were watching Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil is it's a dark comedy, and it's it kind of makes fun of like the stereotypical like hillbilly is a serial killer. Yeah. And yeah, it's a really funny movie. You guys should check it out. But there's a scene in there where I know which one you're gonna bring. They're trying to tackle
essentially let me give you a brief explanation of the movie. Essentially, Tucker and Dale, they're the two redneck guys, and they just bought what they call a vacation home. But it's this horrible cabin in the woods that's just like run down, tore down, and then Dale actually goes out and mentions that it's one of those fixer-uppers, and it's really bad. But essentially what they did is they bought a bunch of tools, and they brought a wood chipper because they were going to cut a bunch of the trees and, you know, fix up the house around it and just make it look nice. So essentially there's one scene where Tucker is using the wood chipper.
Yeah. And a teen goes to tackle him, and he bends down for wood, and the teen jumps right into the wood chipper.
Yeah. Which I don't know why. Here's the clip. All right, guys. Well, that was the clip for Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Essentially, I don't. Why would he jump? Why? Who jumps to tackle somebody?
I mean,
I would spear the guy, but I wouldn't like fucking jump. I have no idea. Moving on, we got more Halloween news this week.
Yep, it's like a main staple. That's gonna stay on this podcast.
That's like a nice ongoing thing for the podcast now. We got a lot of good news this week though.
Yes, we did.
We got more set photos. One of the major things I want to talk about though was the set photo they had with it was a leaked set photo.
Was it leaked?
No, there was one that was leaked, and we saw Michael Myers in costume.
Really?
It was very blurry, but from the distance you could see the white mask and everything. It was during the day, so Michael Myers' costume. On top of that, we got confirmation that the original Michael Myers, who played him in the 70s, is coming back to reprise his role.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people be like, "Oh, well, whatever. They could have gotten anyone to do it." But just the fact, what's wrong?
Thought I saw something moving.
Just the fact that they have they even thought about to bring him back is pretty cool. I really hope that you know, it's gonna. I already know this movie's probably gonna be good.
Yeah, there's a thing on his chair for his set photos. It just says shape on his chair. I don't know what that means. Maybe it could be like he's the shape of Michael Myers, so that's what they want him to look like. But
or that's the maybe the working title.
I don't know, maybe, but it looks interesting. It really does.
Yeah. So yeah, essentially we got a photo of him sitting in the chair, and all we saw was like his ponytail. So he's back. Another big couple photos that came out this week was we got a logo for the Haddonfield Hospital. Yeah, we got the guy who played Michael Myers. He's back on set. They took a picture of him with his ponytail. He's just sitting there. And then we got also the leaked photo from what we see Michael Myers in costume. Another good photo we got, which was pretty cool, was Laurie Strode. She's back in her original costume, which is pretty cool. Original hair.
Oh, is it original hair? I thought she was gonna have her short hair like she has in real life.
From what I saw in the picture, she took a picture with the director, and
oh yeah, she has long hair.
Yeah, and that's kind of like a throwback from the original Halloween. That was what her hair looked like in the original Halloween. She looks like she's dressed like a 80s, 90s mom. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool.
Oh. Now that you said that, when is this taking place?
Yeah, that's what I want to know, the timeline too, because it's supposed to be a direct sequel from, and they came out and said it's supposed to be a direct sequel from Halloween. Not Halloween 2. Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know why they're substituting Halloween 2. I thought those are the only two that really mattered in the universe that truly made sense. But, yeah, and that kind of confused me because in the first Halloween, it was Laurie. She was the babysitter. And she was watching over the kids. But you do find out that's actually Michael Myers' sister. She just got adopted because after all the stuff that happened in the first Halloween. In the original Halloween, they don't really go much into detail of why she got adopted. We just kind of know that... Actually, I shouldn't even be saying that.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm thinking of the new remake Halloween. We actually never see his baby. Do we see his baby sister in the original Halloween?
Michael Myers?
Yeah. No, huh? He just kills his sister and runs outside, huh?
Yeah.
So Laurie is just essentially a babysitter.
Well, no, it wasn't.
In the remake, they made it like his little sister.
Well,
she got adopted.
No, Laurie is his sister, isn't it?
In the
old
right.
one.
You're right, because she does call him brother.
Yeah.
Fucking Rob Zombie confusing the shit out of us, man.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you, Rob. But yeah, essentially we do see that go down.
God, this is the 11th installment in the Halloween franchise.
If you count the remakes, I would exclude the remakes.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, because they're kind of just remakes, but this might be actually the 9th installment. But I mean, it's all one big thing. So yeah, I guess it's the 11th installment if you think about it. But yeah, man. We saw that, and then Laurie went back. Another funny photo I saw this week from Jamie Lee Curtis on Twitter was she went back to the firing range and started firing, and then she put a face of Michael Myers onto the head of the firing range dummy, and she shot a direct bullet right in the head.
Oh wow.
So that was pretty funny. There looks like they're really going all out with this movie, though. I'm really excited for this next installment from.
Yeah, I just read
Halloween.
it is a direct sequel to
the original Halloween.
Yeah,
huh?
wow.
So that's what raises my question: are they just not gonna? I mean, because I thought Halloween 1 and 2 were the only two that really mattered of the franchise.
Yeah,
that John Carpenter did.
Yeah.
And I just I want to know how they're just gonna exclude that out of existence. I mean, I know in Halloween 2, she goes to the hospital. The hospital blows up and he catches on fire, and then that's just kind of the end for Michael Myers as we see. Another thing in that movie, what happens too is Dr. Loomis confronts Michael at the hospital, and he's trying to kill his sister, and she shoots him in the eyes to blind him. And you know what's funny is Michael Myers goes on a rampage of just a little scapula knife.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you know this guy is amazing. So, I want to know what this movie is supposed to, be about from as far as the Halloween franchise. Is it what's the timeline on it? Because the first one was 1977. I'm assuming it's going to be modern time because, I mean, how are you going to explain Laurie's just old now?
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, this Halloween movie, every week we get some sort of news, so maybe next week we'll have more news. Blumhouse is literally not holding back on releasing news for this, and that's good. Yeah, so let's get to Purge, the prequel. We're getting another Purge movie.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
I really... And Purge is one of those movies that just got better when the sequels came out. You know that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see another Purge movie because I love the Purge. I love the concept of the Purge. It's a pretty cool concept, and... I don't know if you guys saw the last movie, Election Year. I'm going to full-blown spoil it right now. But in Election Year, essentially that girl becomes president and she stops the Purge.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going back to the first Purge. And we got a little viral campaign going on right now. One of the first things they released was the picture, which rose a bunch of controversy this week because
it looks like a Trump hat,
a Donald Trump hat, and it rose a bunch of controversy this week because on the tag just says first Purge, and it's the red hat, just like Trump's Make America Great Again hat. And then we got a little teaser of them announcing like this is the first time we're ever gonna do it and stuff, which kind of excites me about this because I've always wondered how the Purge got started. Yeah. I mean, we keep finding out that the new Founding Fathers, they got together and they made this happen. Now I want to see, okay, where were they when it happened? Why did they think of this? How did they, I want to just answer the little questions. And we did get to see the Founding Fathers in Election Year. That's why when they raised the Purge rules to anyone can get killed, there's no limits to this Purge. Because they wanted to kill that girl to keep the Purge going. So we got to see the Founding Fathers for a little bit, which is pretty cool. They also just released the cast list the other day, didn't they?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
And Marissa Tomei's in it.
Yeah, she is. I'm kind of excited about
I mean,
that
that's kind of like really the only one I recognize out of all of them.
Yeah, Marissa Tomei is Peter Parker's aunt for Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, she's a great actress. Yeah. She's beautiful. I just want to know who she's going to play. Is she going to play the main chick? Is she going to... I don't know who she's going to be in the movie, but she's a fantastic actress, and props to her on making the cut. I mean, that's awesome, dude. Yeah. She's in the next Purge movie. And that goes back to, are they going to bring back the guy who played Crossbones? Frank Grillo?
Spoiler, his kids died in the Purge, right?
Yeah. So, I don't know if it was the first Purge, though, or, or even if like they don't show him, maybe like a little cameo, like they see him as his family and stuff, and he's trying to protect his family.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I like Frank Grillo. He's a
really good actor. Yeah. He played a great Crossbones.
Yeah,
I heard he's supposed to be coming back for Infinity War. That's really cool.
Yeah.
He was great in the first time we saw him in the Purge. He was amazing. Yeah. Because that was Anarchy, and that was when they were trying to bring back the series. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the first Purge movie. Not a lot of people like it.
I don't.
You don't like it?
No. It's funny, too, because I like Ethan Hawke, and the only reason I watch Sinister and The Purge is because of Ethan Hawke, and fucking hate those movies.
And you know what? A lot of people hated it because a lot of people wanted to see what was happening outside, which in the first Purge movie, you see a lot of camera feeds of that happening. And that's why with Election Year and Anarchy, they went outside and showed you what goes on. I liked the first one, though, because it set up a story. They rescued that one guy that was running outside. The kid, he makes a stupid decision and brings him in, causes a bunch of chaos, and then they end up ultimately fighting the people. But you see, in that movie, you see how ruthless people will go just for one purge.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately what I liked about the movie. And then we went to Anarchy, where we focused on Frank's character.
Yeah.
And we find out that his kid got killed in the purge, and he's ultimately just out for revenge to get the guy who killed him. Mm-hmm. But we find out at the end, spoilers, that he ends up just forgiving the guy, and the guy actually helps him out at the end, takes him to the hospital and stuff. So that's pretty cool. And then with Election Year, he happens to be the bodyguard for the president, the girl that's running for president, and he helps her throughout the entire movie to get her to safety and the purge. So, as the movies went on, they got better, and so I can honestly expect that hopefully this movie is the same, because it's going to be a direct prequel, and I'm just excited to see how this is going to go. You wanted to talk about Blumhouse a little bit?
Yeah, last week, I think, the guy who, I hope I'm saying his name right, Leigh Whannell, he played Specs in Insidious, and he was, the other guy in, the first Saw movie that was chained up.
Yeah.
He's making a new movie, I don't know what it's called, but, Jason Blum, when they, when he found an article on it, he kind of, retweeted it, and he said, you guys are in for a treat. And Jason Blum, is he the founder of
that's his company. Blum.
Yeah, it's his
company. Got to meet him at Horror Nights.
Yeah, and
very nice guy.
Yeah, it's very interesting, especially because I think he wrote Lee Whannell. He wrote, I think, the first Insidious, or he wrote one of the Insidious, and I know
he wrote this last one.
Yeah,
and I think he wrote one and helped write two.
Yeah.
So.
And so I'm really interested to see what he's doing.
I love him as Specs, and he's great. He's a good actor. I had read that too, that I guess Blumhouse has a lot of movies coming out this year. I'm starting to really look at it. Blumhouse lately, ever since their takeoff of Insidious, have just been on a roll. Dude, they just keep coming out with new movies, and I'm really excited to see what Blumhouse has to bring this year. Looks like they have a lot coming out this year, and it looks really good. Moving on, I want to talk about Scream. It's 21 years old this year.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's been 21 years. The late great Wes Craven gave us another great franchise. I think he did come back to direct Scream 4.
Yeah, he did. Because
Scream 2 and 3 were based off the studio decisions.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think that's why ultimately Scream 4 was actually pretty decent compared to the other ones. I mean, don't get me wrong, Scream's always going to be the best one.
Yeah.
But I love it because in that movie he talks about he brings up two things that I just caught on to. Well, the one of them I just caught on to the other day. The other one I've kind of always known. But one of two Easter eggs that I love he brings up in the movie is when we see Drew Barrymore's character. She's in there for like a little bit, but then she gets killed by Ghostface, and Ghostface ends up calling her and asks her about her favorite scary movie, and she ultimately brings up Nightmare on Elm Street. Well, if you really listen close to me, he goes, which one, the sequel or anything? He goes, no, Drew Barrymore responds, no, the sequels suck. The only good one is the first one. That's a little Easter egg because Wes Craven only directed the first one and made that franchise what it is. So that was a cool Easter egg. That was basically saying fuck you to the studio because you took my franchise and fucked it up.
Yeah.
And then another cool Easter egg I liked is when they show the janitor in the hallway and he's dressed like Freddy Krueger with the hat and the sweater and stuff. So that's pretty cool. But ultimately, this movie is just it's really good. I really like Scream because
it's very self-aware. It knows about horror movies, and it kind of messes around with the horror movie tropes of like the killer's always alive in the end. And, and where like not to hide and what not to do during horror movies.
And that's cool because he specifically talks about that kind of stuff in the movie. Like he tells him like don't do this in a horror movie or something like that, and he's got that like the voice changer and stuff. So that makes a Ghostface iconic and stuff. So that's cool. So yeah, good 21 years for Scream, dude. I can't believe it's been that long. That's really
2
good.
2 decades. Can't wait for another one.
Hopefully we get another one pretty soon. That'd be pretty good. I mean, Wes Craven, like I said, sadly has passed away. But I hope someone is just like Wes Craven, has the same imagination like him, and picks up the mantle, which would be really cool. Moving on, we're going to talk about the Deep Blue Sea 2 trailer.
No. I don't want to I don't.
Okay. So, I had brought this up, I think, a week or two ago that, this movie was coming out and that we need to watch the trailer and react to it and our thoughts. We literally watched it before the podcast, and I don't know if you heard, but Georgia's voice kind of sounded like a little bit defeated, yeah. And we just watched it before the podcast started, and it looks horrible.
You know what, dog? It's exactly what you said at the beginning. We talk about anything and everything horror, and I'm really pissed off that we have to talk about this movie, because this movie looks like crap.
It does.
And no one should look at this, and no one should watch it.
The funny part is, too, it's going straight to Blu-ray.
Yeah, as it should.
Yeah.
It shouldn't even go to Blu-ray. It should just fucking go in the trash can, because this movie looks like crap.
It does look pretty bad. We were watching the trailer. It's, you know what? And the funny thing, too, was it kind of started out strong and then just went shit. Like, it started out like, okay, it's another Deep Blue Sea movie. We know the concept of it. They made these sharks way smarter than they could.
It's like at the end, by the end of the trailer, when it says straight to DVD, you're almost like, oh, thank God. Like, this isn't going to make money for a sequel. Like,
there's only diehard Deep Blue Sea fans like, oh, we gotta watch it.
But even then, I love the first Deep Blue Sea. It's great. Samuel Jackson and Thomas Jane, the original Punisher, and it's a good movie. It's like it's a fun movie. I wouldn't say it's a good movie. Yeah. It's like I'll watch this, but I like it, and
for them to do a sequel is just a slap in the face. I'm not looking forward to this at all. I probably won't even watch it. It'd be one of those movies like even if it's on cable, I might not even watch it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna.
But we were making fun of it because we know that my dad is like in love with sharks and monsters and stuff like that. So we know for
your dad watches the Sharknado movies.
Yeah,
and that really makes me mad because I hate those movies. And it's people like, oh, I'll watch it because look how dumb this is. You're the sole reason why that movie's alive, and it shouldn't be alive. And that makes me so mad.
What's funny to me too is like my dad will literally watch any movie that has a giant monster or some sort of like sea creature in it because ultimately he's just a diehard sci-fi fan and that's just how he is, and I respect him for that. Yeah, he loves monsters. He watched all the Godzilla movies. That's all we do when they do the marathon on El Rey, and no matter how bad they are, he still watches them. We still make fun of it, but he still watches it. But yeah, so yeah, Deep Blue Sea is probably gonna suck. It is gonna suck.
It is gonna suck.
There's one thing I want to talk about now. This kind of struck a question for me this week. I follow this page on Instagram. Excuse me. I follow this page on Instagram, and they're called Universal's Horror Movie Monsters. They're the original, for the original monsters. And they shared this photo this week that kind of struck a question. For a reboot possibly on its way, and it was
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it was a Wolfman picture, and it says like "Beware the Wolf" or something like that. So that kind of struck the question: are they working on a Wolfman reboot?
I hope, because I love werewolves, and I especially American Werewolf in London. I almost said Paris.
Did they make a movie called American Werewolf in Paris?
They did, but it's all like CGI werewolves.
Oh, okay.
And I love werewolf makeup. Especially in that in American Werewolf.
And you know what? They tried, and I really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. But they tried remaking it 2013 with Benicio del Toro. Do you remember that one? And
what?
Anthony.
Anthony
Hopkins.
Like, what? Yeah, and
that movie I thought it was great.
I liked it.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I like the makeup on it, especially because I like Anthony Hopkins, and I like seeing at the end when he tears off his shirt and he's just like furry Anthony Hopkins. That's pretty funny.
And that was cool because there was no CGI in that; it was all a costume.
Yeah. There's some. Yeah, I liked that movie. Yeah,
it's a good movie because I mean they literally went back to the roots and they used the costume, and the costumes still look badass.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch that
and-
movie. I like that movie.
Yeah, that's a really good movie.
Yeah, if you don't like it, then you could shut up. I like
yeah,
that movie.
Benicio del Toro is really good in that movie. He plays the victim who gets bit, and so that was cool. But you find out at the end that it's because of Anthony Hopkins. He's like this,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
that's his dad in the movie. Ultimately, it's a really good movie though. It's set in the 1800s, and that's what makes it even better. At the end though, they set it up for a sequel. And they never made it.
Yeah,
I was
which
a little
kind of
pissed.
sucks because I really like that movie.
Because they set it up for the detective to be the next Wolfman.
Yeah.
Which he was ultimately trying to hunt him down the entire movie. And then at the end, we see that he's been bit. He looks up at the full moon and all we hear is a hell and the movie ends.
Yeah.
So we never got that sequel. I hope they eventually make another Wolfman movie. Like I said, I love werewolves. Werewolves are great. So yeah. Hey, so they're making. This was my childhood. This is why I'm bringing it up, and I love these books growing up as a kid. I guess they're making a Slappy's Revenge Goosebumps movie.
Yeah, I could see that, especially with the latest Goosebumps movie coming out. That's not horror, but we're just going to talk about it.
It's kind of considered horror. I mean, it's kids horror, you know? I mean, when I was in elementary and middle school, that's all I read. I had the collection. I don't even know what happened to all those books, but I used to have a lot of the books and stuff, and I'd read the shit out of them.
Yeah, I think Slappy got away in that last Goosebumps movie.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, that's why they're making that. Okay.
But, yeah, Slappy, if you guys don't know who Slappy is, he's like this puppet who came alive. He's really cool. I used to watch the TV show when I was a kid.
That TV show?
Yeah.
Or the Goosebumps TV show?
Yeah, the Goosebumps
Oh, yeah,
TV
I used
show.
to watch that. I thought you were talking about like a Slappy TV show.
No, the Goosebumps TV show. And there was one episode where they did a Slappy episode, and ultimately they turned the kids into like fucking puppets too, and they made like the cousin into like a puppet and stuff. Because at the end of the thing, as he's leaving and stuff, he turns around, but he doesn't turn his body around. His head just like turns around like Exorcist style, and tells his cousins bye. And then he turns back around, and then you're like, oh wow, he turned him into a freaking puppet. But I've always loved Goosebumps growing up. R.L. Stine was basically my Stephen King back in the day.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that was cool. I also liked in the Goosebumps movie when the one with Jack Black, he's supposed to be R.L. Stine, and he gets a job at the school as a language arts teacher.
Yeah.
And then he passes by the real R.L. Stine. He goes, "How you doing, Mr. Stein?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm good." He goes, "That's a drama teacher. He's a weirdo." And that was a cool little cameo. I mean, I hope he comes out in a cameo again. I really like R.L. Stine. He writes. He's a good writer and stuff. So they're making a Ted Bundy movie.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing a lot of pictures of that, and Zac Efron looks like he's gonna nail this.
Yeah, and you know what's funny too, because I like Zac Efron, but like, when his new movie came out, was The Greatest Showman. And it's funny, I forgot about it because I really want to watch that movie. And like when I found out he was gonna be in it, I was like, Zac Efron. He's never been in a musical. What? He can sing, and he's in High School Musical. Like,
funny story about that though.
What?
The first movie wasn't him singing.
Really?
I looked it up because my sister and all them, they were watching it one day, and one of them had told me that.
Oh.
And I when I was a kid, I used to watch that shit. I'm gonna admit it. I watched it as a kid. So I thought essentially that was him singing. But then as I listened to him singing, it doesn't sound like him. The last two are him singing, but I guess that he couldn't sing for shit in the first movie. So they actually had someone dub over his singing.
Wow.
So I mean that was interesting, but yeah, I haven't seen The Greatest Showman. It's been highly talked about recently. Yeah. Does he sing in that too?
Yeah, it's a musical.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to see. No, I just brought it up because like Zac Efron now looks completely different than from Zac Efron
High School
then.
Musical.
Yeah. So like I like Zac Efron, especially now. So
I'm starting to like him because now they're putting him in more rated R projects.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see. I haven't actually seen what he looks like.
As Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
There's two pictures I saw this week. I saw one picture one week and then a new picture this week. There's one picture of him doing a mugshot as Ted Bundy, and then there's another picture of him at a party, and the director's talking to Zac Efron, but he has this like creepy smile on, and it looks really really scary.
Jim Parsons joined him.
Yeah, and I was gonna bring that up too. Jim Parsons is in the movie, but we have no confirmation of what he's gonna be. A lot of people are speculating maybe he'll be the detective that brings down Ted Bundy. For sure though, all I know is this movie is taking place in the point of view of his girlfriend.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because his girlfriend didn't find out until when he got caught.
Wow.
So he went all these years of killing, and she didn't find out until he got caught.
That could be that can make or break, because like that'd be interesting, but like imagine him, like it could make her like look really stupid, like if she walked into a room and there's like a blood stain, like what is that? Oh, it's ketchup, honey, don't worry about it. You know. But that is interesting.
I think Ted Bundy was smarter than that, though, right?
I think he is. I'm not saying like it's like him covering his tracks. I'm just saying whether or not the writers are gonna like make her look dumb.
I mean, I think essentially they'll just make it look like she starts suspecting stuff, but she's not too certain yet. And then eventually, once she gets to that part, she's just gonna finally, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah. So Jim Parsons is on the cast. I don't know who's playing the girlfriend. I think she's been casted, obviously.
Oh, Angela Serafian? I hope I'm saying that right. She was in Westworld. She played
one of the... Was she the main chick?
No, she was, I forgot her name. She wasn't integral, but her character, she was a robot.
Was she one of the prostitutes? Or?
Yeah, she was a prostitute, but, like, there's a part where... are you going to watch Westworld?
Eventually, but
okay.
Go on, you can go on and talk about
there's a part in there where, like, her character malfunctions, and, they take her out and they replace her, but they keep the name, and so one of the robots kind of like is starting to catch on.
Oh, okay. When they replace her, is it the same girl, or is it
a
completely different robot?
They completely replace her, but they keep their names because their storylines are supposed to stay.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see a Ted Bundy movie. I don't know. I know like just a little bit of the essentials of what he did, but I want to see more of the story on that. That'd be a good little horror movie to watch too.
Oh yeah, here's a set photo.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. That's a good one. That's a cool one. There's one though where he's talking to the director, and he just has like a freaking scary face on it.
Is it this one?
No, not that one either. He looks pretty similar to Ted Bundy though. That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Moving on, we're gonna talk about one of your favorite shows, The Walking Dead.
I hate that show.
Yeah,
it's dumb and it's boring.
Tell me why you hate it now. I mean, you used to be all into it.
I used to really like it until I read and it's funny too, it's from Mr. Sunday Movies. He has a video about how Greg Nicotero fucked over Frank Darabont. Frank Darabont is he helped like get the show up. He made The Mist, and he does a lot.
Is that why that guy is that the one that left, or he got?
No, they fucking Greg Nicotero like kicked him out.
Shit canned him or something like that.
Yeah, and so like he had a whole new that's why a lot of people like the first season of The Walking Dead better, because Frank Darabont did that, and then the rest were all like Greg Nicotero. But Frank Darabont had so much plans to make Walking Dead great, and like he had a show, like it's the beginning. Like, have you ever heard of Sam Witwer? Sam Witwer played Starkiller in Force Unleashed, and he's in the first episode of The Walking Dead.
He's also in The Mist too.
Yeah. And
he's in the first episode? Who did he play?
He's a zombie in a tank because Frank
he's the soldier.
Yeah, Frank Darabont was gonna put him in another show. It was a spin-off show, and that show was essentially, it was gonna be the start of the outbreak, but it was gonna be Black Hawk Down with zombies. And he was gonna put him in there for like an Easter egg, because at the end he was gonna be bitten, he was gonna be overrun, and that's why the grenade's in there, because he was gonna pull the pin off the grenade, but at the last second he puts it down. And the show ends because he turns, and obviously that
would have been really cool.
Yeah, it would have been fantastic, but Greg Nicotero fucked him over, and I don't like some of the acting's crap, especially with the extras. Apparently they don't know how to fire guns, because when they fire guns, all of them are super strong and have no recoil with any guns. I hate the CGI, and I would only say that. I wouldn't say that if it was a low-budget show, but every single fucking week I hear, oh, this show, it costs, like, $15 million to make. Where the fuck is that money going?
The fucking zombies.
Yeah, but even then, it's like, Jesus, dude.
All the meat they fucking spend for the zombies to eat.
Yeah, and it's boring. There's, like... I hate it. The only good episodes are the first one, maybe... the mid-season finale and mid-season beginning, and then the last episode. The rest is all fucking shit. I hate it. I can't. It's boring.
What? I like dealing with it, because I have come to love Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan.
Yeah.
And every episode he's in, it's just always fucking funny, because he always says something smart, or he fucking always kills someone, and I love watching that. When he killed Glenn, I was genuinely happy about that.
Yeah, I know.
I fucking thought that motherfucker had too many chances. I knew it was going to happen already because he does it in the comics. Abraham was kind of a sad one because I did like Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
But, so this new trailer came out for they're calling it Season 8B. It's the Season 8B trailer because it's the last half of the season. Yeah. If you guys are not aware, I'm going to go full-blown fucking spoilers right now.
Yeah.
Here we go. If you guys haven't caught up with The Walking Dead, you better pause this shit now and go watch it and then come back and you'll hear what I have to say. But in the mid-season finale of Season 8, we saw that Carl got bit. And they already set up for Carl going to die. In this new trailer we saw Carl. He's still going to be in the show for a little bit. But he's slowly dying. We see Negan, and he's talking about a plan. And it looks like he's got King Ezekiel in custody. There's this one scene, though, that fucking looked graphic as shit. And it's a scene, they bring in this coffin into Negan's room. Or it's like a wooden box, but it looks like the size that could fit like a body into it. Dude, he gets this nail gun and just starts nailing whatever's in that coffin. But I see a hand raise up. So, I mean, like, who's ever in there is getting fucking nail gun to their face, dude.
Yeah. That's
pretty brutal. So this season they're focusing on the big war between the Saviors and all the other groups. So we're going to see the, hopefully, end to that. But my whole thing is in the comics, they don't kill Negan. Negan's still alive in the comics to this day.
Yeah.
So what the hell? Are they going to kill him off this season, or is that it? Or
I don't know, honestly. I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan, too. I kind of like Andrew Lincoln. I think he's a good actor, and I like... but the only... I like him as Rick, but I don't know. He kind of, like, fluctuates.
I mean, okay... I could see the whole Rick thing. Me and my dad, episode after episode, make fun of his sweat because all he does is sweat.
Oh, you talk about. Oh, I was just talking about how like some episodes like he's like Captain America, like we're gonna save the day, and other episodes he's like I'm just gonna kill you, like I'm too tired.
I like the Rick that just goes full blown. I'm gonna kill everybody. I mean,
yeah, I like that Rick too. He's more interesting.
Yeah, the other Rick just kind of gets on my nerves sometimes. I have to say though, his acting lately has been kind of shitty.
I know.
There was one, it was at the season 7 finale, and Negan had Carl and Rick stayed right there, and that was before like Shiva came in and like saved them all. But there's one scene where fucking Rick looks at Negan because Negan talked about taking his hands. He goes, "You can take my hands, I don't care." And I'm just like, dude, this is shitty. You need to stop. But, yeah, Season 8B is coming back pretty soon. That is always a guaranteed at Universal Studios Horror Nights. I wish, though... I mean, he did say he was going to do it eventually, but I want to see them change that maze up now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because I want to see him update it to Season 8 now.
Yeah.
Because remember when that maze first got announced, they said they were like, oh, yeah, we're going to change it after every season usually, and it won't be the same all the time. There's been like 3 or 4 years now, and... it's still the same.
Yeah, that's true.
So, one of the last things I want to talk about before we do this week on YouTube is the Charles Manson movie that Quentin Tarantino is supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that looks interesting. I think Leonardo DiCaprio just signed on.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio's in it. We don't know who he's playing. He can either be... I could see him as Charles Manson, honestly.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like that. He's supposed to be doing a movie... I've been following this movie for a long time, too. With... Martin Scorsese, where he's gonna play a serial killer that ran a hotel, and every time someone came in there, he would kill them. But like he had like every room had like different contraptions. Like there's one with like an acid bed or something like that. And I think they've been talking about it for like a couple years now, and it looks really interesting. I'm really excited about it, but. I don't know when that's going to happen because right now Martin Scorsese's doing that movie.
I was going to say, is that the same movie that they're doing with Joe Pesci and all that?
This is a different one.
That's probably still in the works, though. Scorsese's a great director.
Yeah,
but,
I think it's based off a book. I don't know if the script's done. But
that almost sounds a lot like American Horror Story Hotel.
Yeah, it looks really interesting.
I mean, because I think that's loosely based off something like that, too. But I also heard in the Tarantino movie that Margot Robbie may be signing on.
Oh.
This movie is supposed to talk about, I think the girl's name is Sharon Tate, that got murdered when she was pregnant.
Oh.
It's supposed to be talking around that tale. It's supposed to, the description for the movie said, two young couple come to Hollywood to try to be actors, and they came around the time of the Manson murders.
Oh.
And that's when the Sharon Tate thing happened, where they essentially shot her while she was pregnant and stuff. That's one of the most infamous Charles Manson kills of all time. The cult snuck into the house and they killed the pregnant lady, and her friends were there and stuff, and they killed them. They do mention that on American Horror Story. There's an episode where they kind of reenact that as the characters, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, with Quentin Tarantino, this probably won't be your normal horror movie.
Yeah.
I mean, we both know his style of directing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just kind of excited to see where and when this is going to take place, when it's supposed to come out, who's going to be casted in it. Is he going to get Samuel to come back? Because he has Samuel in almost all of his movies. Pretty much all of his movies he's in, except from Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, and is he going to make this, like, again, this goes back to dark comedy. A lot of Quentin Tarantino's movies, a lot of his dialogue is kind of, like, quippy and, like, funny.
He's also
in his actions and
pretty
stuff like that.
racist, too.
Well,
but a lot of the movies he's been that has that racial thing.
I wouldn't say racist, but he does use a lot of racial slurs a lot in his writing, but I don't think he's racist.
I would say, though,
I think he likes playing on the element of racism because racism is like
a big thing.
Yeah, it's a big topic.
I would say the last two movies that involved racism, which was Django Unchained and Hateful Eight, yeah, that made sense because in that time, that's how people were.
Mm-hmm. And if you really think about it, especially in Hateful Eight, Samuel Jackson's character, he's the smartest one in there. Like, he's literally, he figured out everything before,
everything
in the middle of the movie.
Yeah. So, yeah, I want to see, like I said, I want to see what Leonardo DiCaprio is going to do, because he can either be, he'd be a good Charles Manson, I think, or he could be the guy that brings down Charles Manson. All we know for sure, though, is he's going to be the main protagonist in this movie, or the main character, so that should be pretty good.
Oh, Quentin Tarantino also casted someone named Roman Polanski, and I think he raped someone.
In real life?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
okay.
I guess there's a lot of
controversy over that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been another big thing as of late with all the celebrity stuff and everything. All right, we're gonna end the show like we do every week. We're gonna do our segment called This Week on YouTube.
Wait, what's going on? Oh, yeah. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry. I was looking at this.
So yeah, this week on YouTube, we have a lot of content that went up. First and foremost, I'm gonna start off with the League of Extraordinary Vloggers. They have a new series out called The Monthly Scream, hosted by Josue, and he's gonna give you essentially the best horror movie news of the month and what he thought are, pretty much all horror movie news of the month. And he gets his sources from what we do, Bloody Disgusting.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, go check that out. That was a really good video this month. I liked it, too, because actually a lot of the stuff we talked about on the podcast, he talked about in the series. And that's cool because that says that he actually talked about Cloverfield. And I was like, oh, dude, he's a Cloverfield fan.
Oh,
that's
nice.
cool. Because he said when the first Cloverfield movie came out that he followed the campaign and everything. So learning that was pretty cool. SoCalExploring, that guy made an awesome logo.
Yep.
Yeah. He gave us 2 videos this week. One video that literally just came out right before this recording started. The first one was an HHN update number 2. That was a very good video. I suggest all you people out there go check it out. And then his newest and latest video that came out as of this recording, the history of the Haunted Mansion and Disney's California Adventure.
Oh.
Or, I'm sorry, Disneyland, California. So yeah, guys, go check those videos out. I have not watched the Haunted Mansion one yet, but I probably will because I like learning the history of Disney sometimes because I'm just always fascinated with history videos. AwkwardArsic, he came out with a new video. It's called The New Titans of Terror Maze at HHN 2018. Essentially, what he said was they can do one of two things. Either give us a new lineup for Titans of Terror, so it could be Pinhead, Chucky, Ghostface, and then like someone else that's not the original lineup what we've been seeing, or we can just go straight Universal Classic Monsters, which would be really cool.
I'd like to see something with classic monsters,
Yeah.
especially like, and you don't have to like make it like look like the old monsters. I mean, you can. I would like to see that too, but I would like to see just a regular like maze about the Universal monsters, and it'd be an original property too.
Not only that, John Murdy had tweeted out too. Someone asked that question: would you consider doing an original horror movie monster thing? And he tweeted out and said, "I would love to. The only problem is it's really hard to kind of nail because how do you make those characters scary? You know, I mean,
well, yeah, and especially if you change it up, like make it new, people probably won't like that.
Yeah." So he'd probably get a lot of heat from that, but I don't care. I would still go through it.
Yeah, you can never please everybody.
And then his second video he came out with this week is a new series he's going to try to start doing, I think, and it's called HHN Twitter Roundup, where he brings you all the tweets from both Hollywood and Orlando, Universal Horror Nights, and he just breaks them down and talks with them. Go follow him on social media and stuff. Actually, everyone I mentioned, go follow them on social media. Go follow their YouTube pages, subscribe to their channels. They make fantastic content. And AwkwardArsic actually features a lot of tweets in his videos. So if you tweet at him, he might feature your tweet in the video, which is really cool.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, so I might start doing that actually too. But I don't have enough Twitter followers, so I don't think I will. Theme park info. The history of Star Wars at Disney theme parks. That was a really interesting video because you got to see when it all started and stuff, and how long this partnership's been going for. So that was really cool. Go check out Theme Park Info's new video. That's pretty cool. And I wanted to save Zombie Chris for last because he had quite a few uploads this week. First and foremost, he did the new Taco Bell fries review. That's not horror, but I watched it, and he's actually the reason why I went to go try those this week because I essentially wanted to go try them. So that was that's a review if you guys are curious to see what those taste like, or you want to just see before you try them. He did a Purge teaser trailer reaction, Primal Rage reaction trailer. He reviewed House on Haunted Hill in 1999. He did a trailer review and a reaction to The Ritual, a new movie coming out in 2018. I guess it's another horror movie. And he came out with an HHN 27 The Fallen review, another original property that Orlando does. So go check out Zombie Chris. That guy's another great horror YouTuber. Other than that guy, oh wait, I got a giveaway to do.
Yes, you do.
This week, we're going a little bit more into the monster horror aspect. I know last week we gave away Spider-Man Homecoming. Don't know if anyone claimed it. If you did, I'm hoping you're enjoying the movie. But this week we are giving away a digital copy for Kong Skull Island. That is considered actually, I would say, sci-fi horror, you know, because it's considered a monster. That is the official kind of reboot for the new Godzilla King Kong versus series. So, 3, 2, 1. It's on the screen. There you go. It's your code.
Yep. Have fun.
Have fun. Hope you guys enjoy the movie like we did.
Yeah, and if you claim it, write down in the comments.
Yeah.
Just so like other people could see and so we can see.
Yeah, because I have no idea if anyone claimed last week's.
Yeah.
I even put it on social media, like, who claimed it. And no one replied back. So, if you claimed it, you claimed it. Actually, that's not true. I got in contact with my boy Hector Zeroni, and he said that I guess it's already been claimed because the code didn't work. Oh, okay. So, someone claimed it. But that's going to do it for today's podcast, guys. Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have more updated horror news for you. Like always, I am Anthony.
I'm George.
And you just watched and listened to the Mindless Horror Podcast. We will see you guys in the next one.